Awesomeness.
I'm
Dr.
honored.
Banerjee, you've really epitomized leadership in terms of being a leader in your field, in business analysis and research, and all the way into even teaching. I know
Yeah.
that your background is in computer science or computer software engineering as well. And yeah, I'm really interested in finding out what lessons around leadership, self-leadership, and the leadership of others you have for us.
Okay. So basically, post my PhDs, I joined in as an academician in a university to teach the students and the young kids. Then I
Yes,
realized that there is a huge gap between an academician's thought of mind and an industry thought of mind, and that basically, I born and brought up in India, so
sure.
that basically creates a huge problem and generation gap for skill development and all. Then
Between
I
the
shifted my
academician,
and the industry people,
industry practitioner,
academicians,
and the
yeah,
industry.
and
Gotcha.
yeah. So that's why what is happening, the academicians has a great mind, great talent, but they are not really cope up with the industry's requirement. And that's why the intergenerations, are not getting employed properly. So then I shifted my mind and I joined in the industry. The first thing which I always follow is the dedication and honesty in your work. Whatever the work you will be given by your
To ask you about your transition,
okay.
firstly into this.
So, so the thing which I'm giving you my background, how did
Yes.
I change my transition? So, I always love to take challenges in my life. So, whenever I born and brought up in a very remote area of West Bengal in India. So there I was the first person who took science as a subject in 11th.
Wow.
So that time the entire villager peoples, they always asking me not to take this one because it's a very tough. Okay, so I took myself as a challenger. I should take science, and these kind of challenges always help me to grow. I'm giving you example. So when I finished my class 2, then I took a mathematics honors as in my graduation subject. And then also all over around the all people, they are asking not take mathematics because mathematics is one of the hardest subject, a major subject in the graduation life. I took a challenge on that. And when I started graduating, the computer is very new in our areas. So then I took a challenge of computer science. I should study computer science. I should learn computer science.
Wow.
And since mathematics is a backbone of our my study, so it helps a lot for me to understand the logic in the computer science. And then some when I completed my masters, people say that there is a national examinations happening around in the country, that is called for lecturership. And in computer science, there is a very limited number of people. Maybe out of 100,000 people, only 2 or 3 or 7 people will get selected. So I took that challenge as well, and then I joined in a academy, as a assistant professor and as a contract. Before that, I was doing a part-time job, lecturership, part-time lecturership, and those part-time lecturership helped me a lot to be prepared on those exams. Because see, whenever you are a student, it is very difficult to study everything. But
Mhm.
whenever you are a teacher, you have to learn everything.
If
Because
you want to if you want to teach,
exactly, there are,
that's what I.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because you have to face 100 number of questions from the students, right? And you have to answer for that.
Sense.
You have to have answer for that. So that helped me a lot. Then I almost 8 years I was in a teaching professor, and then I realized that it see, I can give a certain number of education to all the student. I can help them to learn something, but at the end of the day, in our society, in our economic and financial background culture in the society,
Mhm.
all of those students must have some job post their learning, right? Now, when I saw that in tier 2, tier 3 colleges and universities, the job percentage employability is very less, then I started identifying that what exactly the reason behind it. And that inspired me to join industry. So I should go first, I have to put
Another
myself
challenge.
on that challenge,
Another
right?
challenge. Yes. Yes.
Right. I have to put myself on that, on that challenge so that I can understand. and I can give that to my society. And when I joined in the industry, I found that there is a huge gap. What the industry's requirements are, that is not exactly matching with what the most of the tier 2, tier 3 institutes are learning. And the culture is completely different. The academicians, is very much, I'm not giving any negative on any professions, but academicians, it's a stable job. There is no risk taking, right? But in industry, you have always a challenge. You have to have a challenge on yourself. You have to have a challenge on the work. You have to have a challenge to success. You even if you have to have a challenge to maintain and manage your failures as well, right? So that helps me a lot in the industry. So that is basically my transition from academician.
It's a journey of your life, basically. As
Right.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Banerjee, for sharing that. And can you tell me then? In fact, I think you've answered the second question I asked. Especially the first part of it, which is what are some of the keys to success you found for yourself in terms of leading yourself? And I'm hearing that word challenge, but
Yeah,
now,
yeah, is always good.
but now how about leading others? And this is
Okay.
my, yeah.
See, for leading others, before that, you have to be prepared on first you have to go through all of those paths on yourself. The first one is you should be very honest on yourself. What exactly you are doing and what exactly you want to do. There is complete transparency is there, because see, people always follow you whenever you can give them some inspired thing, right? To be inspired for myself, see, if I want to do something which I cannot imagine even today, and if I
Or worse, that you hate, maybe.
yeah, yeah, that's so that always give me a challenge. Okay. And whenever I will go and maybe see, as I told you that during my these preparations on the national test, I attempted 5 times. I failed 4 times, I succeeded one last time. Right. So there is a possibility always to be failure, but there is a calculated risk we can take. Okay. So when I succeed on that, on the challenge, people will start following me. Yes, if he can pass, if we go through with the same path, we can also be success, right? So be a leader. I think you have to have the courage to take the challenge. You have to think in that way that if you were in that position where that current employee who are conflicting with you, what you will answer or what you will ask to that guy. So this kind of thought process always helped me uh, to work with people. And I am not thinking as a leader. I'm thinking like a bit more experienced guy with my colleague. I always believe in a flat organization, because see, whenever you are working on a hierarchy, there is a so much gap, because a junior fresh young mind, whenever these guys they have a you know lots of thought process. See, in an industry, if you are 15 20 years in an industry, your minds are going through a particular track. There is no unexplored, unexpected, challenging track you are thinking, because you are thinking in that way. But a young mind, when he joined in the company, he has a different kind of thought process. Something is really very scary as well. But you have to listen them carefully. You have to think that how they are thinking. So that always helped me to be energetic. So the in a summary, if I talk honesty, your dedication to transparency, integrity, and maybe I can say analyzability, that how you can analyze other people, how you can have a very good vision, and how you are analyzing that vision. You have to take a risk, which have not yet explored. So this is each and every day's job if you are in that position.
Wow, that's so powerful. I'm hearing that also, in addition to what you said at the end there about vision and being able to, it's about understanding where, having empathy for whoever you're working with, because you don't only lead downwards, you lead upwards, you lead
All right.
sideways, you lead in any direction. So having that empathy to understand where they are and being able to see that vision and how it comes together and helping
Right.
guide
Exactly.
people is what I'm hearing. And I think that's really, really powerful.
That
Some
is
of the
that is
things.
another currently there is a thing called emotional intelligence. You might be aware of that one.
Mhm.
So this kind of emotional intelligence, handling this emotional intelligence is very, very hard thing to do. And I think this way will help you to handle this emotional intelligence. You have a diversified team, right? And they have a different understanding. They have a, if you always want to be a boss of them, they will never explore themselves, right? So you have to have always what I feel personally. What I'm trying to do always that from a very precious on junior candidate to a very senior, whoever with me in my team or maybe beyond my team, I always try to communicate with them, not related to the work only. It is not limited to the work. Maybe in their personal life they have some problems. They have they require some guidance. They want to share something with someone because see in your work life, professional life, that is another family kind of thing. If you feel like that, because you are giving 8 to 10 hours in a day, which is much, almost equal to what you are giving to your family, even more than that, right? So you have to have that empathy with all of your colleagues, your employees, your juniors, your seniors, everybody. That helps a lot.
Powerful, Dr. Banerjee. Thank you. And especially in the cutting edge field of computer science, software, in your case as well, specifically digital learning, what are you seeing as trends in leadership?
You see, last few years, we have a word called agile process. So agile is one of agile leadership. Even agile is not only used for the software engineering or something like that. Agile leadership is another powerful thing we should follow. And basically, we are almost some of the good companies and people are following it. The second one, which I can say, is a adaptive leadership. You should be very adaptive to everything. In terms of a technology, we all know that machine learning, AI, artificial intelligence, blockchains, these are the cutting edge technology. And obviously, generative AI. If you are a leader, if you want to build your vision and calculate your risk very calculative way, then you have to have a knowledge on machine learning, generative AI, and all of those things. This is the current trend, and I feel in the next upcoming 5 to 10 years we don't even know what will be, but this will always remain, helps you to innovate yourself and to see the world in an unexplored way.
Having that ability to be adaptive to changes in the environment, changes in your team, changes with your clients, changes all around the board. And that's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. You mentioned that there's a difference between agile and adaptive leadership
Mhm.
styles. Is there,
Mhm.
did I understand it correctly? Is there a difference?
Yeah, there is a definitely a difference. So agile, is something like you can say that uncertain environment. Okay, so whenever there is an uncertain environment, and agile leadership become more prevalent there. So he will be able to take a quick decision, experiment with new approach, and empower the team with continuously to adapt and innovate. So that is kind of thing agile. And if I talk about adaptive, so first, you as a leader, you have to understand what is the technological advancement out there. You should not be stick on a particular older process. So first, you have to be very adaptive. You have to understand what are the advancements are going on around the world. You have to understand what are the uh, not only understand, you have to assess these changes, okay, and adjust your strategy.
I
So I think
see.
that would help you
Differentiate.
yeah.
I'm picking up that on the agile side, it's almost how when in your react, how can you modify your approach to face circumstances that you meet? But adaptive is almost most proactive. Now, how do you
Right. Yeah,
see?
yeah,
And
exactly.
then yeah, okay, that's powerful, awesomeness. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, and maybe just to land on that, to end, my last question usually is, knowing what you know now, what would be your advice to your younger self, the
Okay.
younger Dr. Banerjee, before you became a doctor, or others who are looking to, be leaders, to be the best that they can be, and to flourish in any area that they are in? Yeah,
The first question is very tricky.
yeah.
So basically, yes, I did several mistakes in my life because of some rigidness, because of some lack of information. if I advise my younger Dr. Banerjee in today, I would say that you should be much more focused what you want to be, and you should be much more and it is something like that you should do that never peered on anything else. So that is some advice on myself, younger myself, and for the other people who want to be leader, I always believe on honesty, dedication, and risk-taking ability. In the morning when you wake up, if you do not have any courage that what should I do something interesting today, then how you can inspire the other people in your team? That is something I always try to believe. Yeah, I know that sometimes it's very fancy word people use, but be very focused what you want to achieve. So your goal should be fixed, but the path can be unexplored. If you do that one, I think people will be inspired. Whenever people will be inspired, they will start following you. Maybe there is a conflict with you within the team. There is a debate within the team, but everything will be in a healthy way. So people will start following you because they are inspired. They know that whatever you are directing them, that may be unexplored path, that may be a very challenging risk. There is a very high risk on that path. The debate will be on that, but they will never question you that why you have taken this path, because they are inspired, that they know that you are always first put yourself on that path. Okay, so
You would never put them in a path to failure or a path that you yourself wouldn't take because you're honest,
exactly.
you have
So
integrity, and you have
you have a
dedication,
transparency.
and you have dedication. Right.
Right.
Wow.
So they will always inspired on, and they will be exposed to explore themselves. So
Superb.
that is I will all try.
Superb. Is there any question that you wish I would have asked before we wrap up?
No, it's okay. But yeah, something in a market, I was thinking as well that you might ask that how deep, and my company is working in the field of technology. So I was thinking about that.
That was actually going
Okay.
to be my last question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, see, in basically we are in a phase of skill development for the STEAM programs. So that is something what we are doing. And while
So
we
STEM
are
is science, technology, what's engineering and medicine.
basically we currently we are started using engineering fields. So we are working on that field, and as well when we started this one, we start realizing that technology will play a crucial role here. So we developed I have a background of product development as well. So
Got you.
here
Got
we
you.
have developed some machine learning based products which will help teacher to access very quickly. LearnCraft.ai is one of the product which will help the teacher to access very quickly. The question can be automated and auto generated. The answers can be auto-evaluated. There's a proctor-based system. Everything is machine learning and AI-based. We have developed a personal chatbot called Viva, which will help you to personalize your own as a assistant bot kind of thing. So, for example, if you are teaching on a particular course, maybe operating system, you have your class notes, right? So you upload all of those class notes and train that bot, and bot will be able to give the answers. So it will help you not to be online 24 into 7, but your Viva will be online. So that kind of project we have already developed.
So the assistant bot can do things that the examination bot can't. What
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And
Yeah, please.
before
Sorry.
that,
Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Before that, I also I before this company, whenever I was in another company, I developed, as I told you in my first job, that I identified there's a huge gap between academician and an industry. So I built a platform where academicians and industry can work together. They can share their requirements, and startup can also help. So I was in that entrepreneurship journey. I developed that product as so. These are kind of product which I want to share. and I think people will love to use them.
And it's something that people can adopt as a platform as well and take and put it in their environments where they want to bring academicians and industry specialists together, not just in computer science, not just in
Exactly. It is not just in computer science. That was the earlier
iteration.
product.
Okay.
Currently, which I developed is a completely machine learning based product, a Learn AI. Anybody wants to see, go and see that learncraft.ai. It's a powerful tool. Currently, we have beta launched this tool,
Okay.
and we have a plan to final production level launching in upcoming few months. It's a very powerful.
Stunning. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. And is there any other, how can you connect with you? Is it through these websites that you've mentioned? Are you available on social media if somebody has some questions based on this interview? They want to thank you.
Everybody can connect me by the website I mentioned,
Yes.
or maybe they can connect me on my LinkedIn.
Sure.
This video will be shared on my LinkedIn as well. Anybody can mail me anytime. My mail ID is Prasenjit, Prasenjit @d.craftlearning.com.
d.Kraft learning.com. Amazing. Dr. Banerjee, it's been a pleasure and honor, the challenge, the power. I'm very fortunate to have met and interacted with you. And my listeners, I think will also feel the same way. Thank you so much. Let me just